Kelly Williams Show. I'm Kelly Williams, and you may have heard of Mr. T.
We just talked about that.
That's right. But this is Dr. T, and he just he kind of gave me that info just a minute ago because if you've never heard of Dr. Tieken, we don't know where you're living.
Oh, gosh.
Maybe on Mars or somewhere way off.
That's a very kind thing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he is awesome. And do you have kids heading back to school this year? College, middle school, kindergarten, whatever it is. So many of you out there have children that either you've just gotten through going to the dentist, you haven't made your dentist appointments yet, you really don't know what you need to be looking for, what you need to be doing to get your kids ready. Dr. Tieken is going to answer some questions for you today that you need to know. Dr. Tieken, a lot of people ask, what age should they start thinking about orthodontics for their children? Because some dentists will put kids in braces at like 8, and then when they're 15 or 16, their kids are in braces again.
Right.
So a lot of parents don't know how long to wait. What are the signs that your kid is ready for braces, and what do they need to be doing?
Perfect question. I mean, so the thing is that, just like they say, kids don't come with
instruction
or manual or whatever it is. Their mouth doesn't necessarily follow for every kid. I mean, some kids are really crowded. Their teeth are so crowded, even when they first come in, that some of those benefit from doing an early expansion, like expanding the mouth and then getting out. So, for instance, my daughter, she was crowded. We actually put her in what we call interceptive, like early orthodontics.
Wow.
Expanded and made some room. And then they put her back in braces at probably 13 or so, 12, 13, and finished her up. There's benefits to that because, the next time around, it's going to be a very short time period. Most of the time, if they put them back in, but then there's some kids that really don't need that. You don't need to start on that early. Those other kids are the ones that we wait basically till almost all the primary teeth are gone.
Yeah.
So once all the baby teeth, there's 20 baby teeth that they need to lose from the age of usually 6, 7 is when their first.
I didn't realize it was that many.
Until about 13, yeah. So there's 20.
The tooth fairy is extremely busy.
Yeah, they get a whole lot more money than when I was a kid.
Yeah.
There's 25 cents that I got back from the tooth fairy when I was a kid. So I'm hearing $20 and all this. I'm like, oh my gosh. I guess that's inflation, I guess, per tooth.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But yeah, so it varies with the kids. But the biggest thing is that we want to look at the kid individually and kind of see. What we don't want to do is put the kids in them early, and then they end up being pretty much, they're not as compliant the second time around. So some of the kids, if you put them in and they do a really good job the first time and you stick them back in on the second time, they're already exhausted from how much they have to clean their teeth. So we just really look at it case by case. But if it makes sense to kind of expand the arch and then let more of the permanent teeth come in, then, and a lot of the orthodontists that we use, they put them on a growth watch. So every 6 months, they'll bring the kids in and see how they're doing, where they're at.
Oh, wow.
Is it time to start the case or not?
Wow.
And then we do the same thing if we're doing clear correct, clear aligners, Invisalign, those kind of things. And that offers, a really good alternative, but all the primary teeth need to be gone if we're going to do clear aligners.
Well, and the thing is that what's great about it, you don't have to put regular braces on anymore.
Yeah.
You've got Invisalign, Clear Correct, all these clear braces that kids don't have to worry about feeling goofy, looking goofy, even adults. I know adults that used to have metal braces and they hated it, but they had no other option.
Well, and with adults, I can remember for years, I just beg them to go get braces and do traditional braces. But you're right. I mean, who wants to be 40 and look like a 16-year-old when you go to work? But
Exactly.
You got those braces in.
Exactly.
So the clear aligners, it's amazing since we started doing the clear aligners, how many adults will do straighten their teeth now.
Absolutely. And KHEA Radio is watching.
Awesome.
Good morning,
Good morning.
guys. Hey. And Chauncey Mowry said that you are the best bedside manner. That is so true. And we're going to talk about trust factors with your dentist in a little bit, because huge complaints or huge praises for dentists who do a great job. And this guy right here is literally the best. This is why Dr. Tieken has been in business how many years?
29.
29. He's been my dentist for 17, almost 18 years. One of the nicest people you ever meet, on the cutting edge of everything dental, or dentally, as I like to say. And you're never going to worry that you're not going to have the best care when you go to Dr. Tieken's office. So good morning, everybody watching. We're so excited y'all are here.
Chancey's awesome, by the way, too.
I love her. Love her.
We are making huge progress, and
Oh,
I'm excited to see. I know she's excited too when we're done.
yeah. And I think this is Gardy with KHE Radio, because Gardy and I were talking about you one day at the station, and he needs braces. Gardy, you need to come see Dr. Tieken, because he may be able to put you in the Clear Correct or something like that, which is what I have. He said, we need some clear fixes or metal. Don't mind looking goofy. We look goofy already. No, they're fun. They're awesome, the guys. I can't wait for you to meet the guys at KHEA Radio, Kurt and Gardy. They are awesome. But they do. I think Gardy really does want to talk to you about braces.
Perfect.
Or something. He needs to go. Does artificial sweetener affect your teeth the same way that sugar does? That's a very good question. Yeah. Especially with a lot of the drinks and things that children are drinking, they don't have real sugar anymore. They have artificial sweeteners.
Yeah.
That's
so they're really the best one that's out there. There's even a lot of gums now that have xylitol in it, and that's a sugar substitute. The cool thing about xylitol is it actually remineralizes the tooth, helps remineralize the tooth, and it also corrects the pH imbalance.
Okay, so that's a good thing?
Yes.
Xylitol.
Yeah. So xylitol, you can find it in gum. There's a lot of drinks now. There's some of the healthier drinks have xylitol in them too.
Yeah.
But the biggest benefit, so for instance, if you drink a Coke, the acidity in Coke in your mouth after you drink the Coke, it takes hours for your pH to get right in your mouth. And your pH in your mouth is normally neutral because of your saliva. The saliva is what corrects that imbalance. So if you put something that's acidic in your mouth, the saliva flow will eventually get the pH right. If you chew gum, xylitol, suck a xylitol mint, it will actually neutralize that pH much faster.
Wow.
And it's the acidity that creates, the first beginnings of decay and everything. So when you introduce regular sugar in your mouth, the bacteria turns that into acid. The acid is what creates the problem in the teeth and eats through the enamel, finally opens up the space.
Oh my goodness.
The decay spreads.
Wow. Well, and Gardy actually has a little girl. So Gardy, this is really good information for you to know what you're looking for in your little girl's drinks or things that she's eating or drinking.
I think online, you can even go online, maybe even Amazon's got it, but you can get xylitol powder form. You can get in gum, mints. Spry is a big company that makes a lot of that.
Oh, that's really good.
Just Google it. You'll find it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And I think he has a little boy also that's smaller. So this is going to be good information for him. Chancey said, I have a fabulous new smile thanks to Dr. T. He is the best. That's right. We're so happy, Chancey. I'm so happy for you. I know that's real important for you. Dr. T okay, so a short synopsis of what we just talked about. How do you know when your child is ready for braces or Clear Correct or something like that? Now, you just said you have to have all of your adult teeth in before you start a clear braces system.
Yes.
But the other one is that you just need to check with your dentist and they'll kind of watch and see.
For traditional braces, it's going to come down to how much crowding you really need a professional, whether it's the orthodontist that takes a look at the child or whether it's the general dentist that refers that to the orthodontist. But
Yeah.
a lot of times I'll take a look, and if it's just so crowded, even their early primary teeth are having trouble getting into that space,
Yeah.
then that's a case, that you want to expand the arch.
Okay.
And that's done by, you put a couple of brackets on, and mom or dad, it's usually up in the palate, and you just make a turn it's really easy.
Wow.
It's not painful, not uncomfortable. They may feel a little pressure, but it's not that big of
Yeah.
a deal. And they do it for so long, then they take it out, and you've created more space to where it makes it easier for the permanent teeth.
That's wonderful. Okay, well, Gardy had another great question that a lot of people seem to ask. Is it better to use traditional floss, or are the floss picks okay? And if you were like a lot of people keep those picks in their car, the ones with the picks on one end and then the little brushes on the other end.
Uh-huh.
But which ones are better for people to use? That's a really good question.
So, there's your traditional floss. You wrap it around your middle finger. You control it with your index and thumb to, do your regular flossing. There's floss holders now that come in. They're already, it's got a little handle like you said.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And you can floss with that. It's got maybe a toothpick looking thing on the other end. Those are great. My only concern is some people are really aggressive with them.
Yeah.
And I've seen patients where, they've come in and, they've dug around with a regular toothpick or something like that so much that they've created recession.
Oh, gosh.
They blunted the tissue that goes in between the teeth. You see splinters of toothpicks and, because they've worked it, and you can literally damage, the gum tissue in between. So it's the happy medium. Yeah, the little floss threaders are really good. The holders, there's some that I'm trying to think. Butler makes a few. It's got a really soft tip to it. It almost looks like a little Christmas tree. It's rubbery. And you can go in between. That's a nice one because it's not. If you push it too hard, it's going to bend. It's not going to let you create a lot of.
Oh, well, that's good.
trauma.
Very, very good question, Gardy. A lot of people use so many different ones now. It is nice to know that they're okay as long as you're not too aggressive.
Well, and it's overwhelming when you walk into a grocery store or to the pharmacy and start going to the dental aisle. Like, oh my gosh, there's just so much.
Yeah, and I just like to pick some that are cute and have pretty colors on it. Yeah. Do you have any hot pink floss? Because that's what I'm in the mood for today.
Right.
Exactly. Is there a way to build back recession in gums? This is from Gardy at KHEA Radio. Very good question, because I have been dealing with that for so long. And we think that a lot of mine was caused from my teeth grinding that I had been doing for I don't even know how long.
Yeah.
And so since I have Clear Correct to correct my bottom teeth, it gave me the protection I needed every night. And I still grind my teeth, but I'm not wearing my teeth down anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't have gum and tooth pain like I used to. So is there a way to build gum recession back?
Yeah, so there's a couple of new techniques. One of the ones that have been around for a long time is just gum grafting, where you actually graft tissue to where the recession is. And typically that's done one or two ways. It's either your gum tissue, which is the tissue from your palate. So actually that's the donor site they'll use, and they'll take that and then move it and place it where the recession is. And it allows basically that tissue to grow and to get blood supply from the tissue that's already there.
Yeah.
The other way is that you actually make an incision, move the gum tissue down. So that's a way to. Just depends on how much recession you have, but there are ways to correct that. The biggest thing though, like you were talking about, if your bite is really off, or you grind your teeth and your bite's off, that's what creates a lot of the recession. And if you don't correct what's causing the recession and you do the graft will fail over time. Because what created it to begin with has not been corrected.
Oh.
So we need to correct the bite. We need to, or put you in a guard if you're clenching a lot.
Yeah. Find
out if you have sleep apnea. Is that why you're clenching? And make sure that we stabilize that situation before we start. I hear patients all the time, well, I had a graft done, but it didn't work. And then you look at their bite and their bite's so far off, it's like, well, that's why it didn't work. Yeah. So unless we correct this, you can keep grafting over and over again.
Oh, that's terrible.
And over time, it'll recess again.
Yeah. Okay, I have some more questions. Chancey said, any solutions to grinding overnight? You do have solutions to grinding overnight. Give us a couple of those.
So depending on, so we do a sleep study out of the office, sleep testing, where we send it home and we find out. So it measures how much do you grind. Are you grinding because you're just grinding, like bruxing because of stress or whatever? Or are you grinding and clenching because you're trying to open your airway, which is part of sleep apnea?
Oh, gosh.
So by doing that, we test for, is there sleep apnea present, or are we just bruxing? If we're just bruxing, then we can make a guard that you wear at night. If you're bruxing because you're trying to open your airway, then we make a different type of appliance, or a CPAP machine is the other option. And you wear a guard while you're wearing the CPAP machine, or we make a mouth appliance that will open and keep the airway at night. So you basically stop the grinding. Yeah. Because you're not trying to move the jaw forward to open the airway.
Yeah. So Chancey, ask Dr. Tieken at your next appointment.
Sure.
Talk about any grinding issues that you're having, especially if you've noticed you're doing it. Let them know, and they will give you several options, and maybe they can definitely help you stop grinding. They helped me, and it was so loud I would wake myself up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's real, and it was ruining my teeth and gums. Paul Williams wants to know, is he your favorite patient?
Who's Paul? Do you know Paul?
I think I do.
Yeah.
I think I live with him.
Of course, Paul, you've always been my favorite patient.
That's hilarious. Okay, so KGA Radio Gardy says, I have recently bought an electric toothbrush due to good marketing, LOL. Are there actually better to use? It depends which one you're using right now, because there are some good ones, and Dr. Tieken will give us some names of some that he actually sells in his office that you can actually pick up that have warranties and everything. Yeah. One of the ones that we just got from your office, I can't remember the name now.
The Gobi?
A Gobi. Oh my gosh. G-O-B-E. No, G-Y. G-O-B-I or Y?
They're so new.
They are new. Yeah. They're amazing. And so this was actually one recommended from Dr. Tieken. But tell us a little bit about what the difference between electric toothbrushes are and compared to regular toothbrushes, and what brands are you finding that are a little bit better and safer for people to use?
Our go-to is Oral-B, really, the Oral-B, because number one, you can't push down on it too hard. I mean, it'll stop. It's timed. If you really want to get crazy, it syncs with your iPhone. It's Bluetooth. It basically lets you know if you're doing a good job or not. Keeps you on schedule. The other good thing about that is they literally have a they guarantee you that your tissue will improve. And we see it every time if we put a patient on, because I mean we're all pretty good brushers, but this thing literally has a timer where you think you've brushed long enough. I even thought I did a good job brushing.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, and you put down your regular manual toothbrush, and you put this thing on, and you rub your tongue across your teeth again, and it feels like you just had the hygienist polish the teeth.
I agree completely.
It's so smooth.
Yes.
And meanwhile, you're using your traditional manual brush. It's a huge difference. Sonicare has one out there where I run into. The only thing that I have about Sonicare, and I think they're really do well, is if you have veneers, you have bonded crowns, you have those kind of things. We just don't know what that ultrasonic vibration does long term.
Got it.
To the bondability of a veneer or a crown or whatever. So we don't want to create a bunch of micro leakage, because this thing is vibrating, and all of a sudden you start to get leakage underneath the veneer or the crown. And, long term we've got a problem.
So you don't know on those really what the long term effect is, but regular teeth.
If you have natural teeth and
regular teeth.
You have natural teeth and you don't have a lot of restorations, whether it be veneers or crowns, and it's fantastic. It does a really good job. I like Oral-B just because they have a really good warranty that they stand behind their product. They really do. We see significant change if we can get a patient to switch over to more of the rotary brush.
Yes.
The Gobi is built just like.
It's amazing.
It's really cool. They've got some real designer colors, logo stuff that you can do with it. and it's it's less expensive. I don't know as far as long term, what their warranty and all of that's going to be. It's a new company, but they're really fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Okay, so hope that helps you, Gardy. Oral-B is the Apple of electric toothbrushes.
Yeah,
actually,
that's our favorite in our office.
Yeah, and they do sell them at Dr. Tieken's office. Okay, one of my very good friends, Raul Herrera. Hey, Raul.
Good morning.
He has a question. He said, "Hi, Kelly. Braces for 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
What is the new technology? Many choices he's heard about."
Yeah.
So for 13 years old, what should they be looking at?
So all the primary teeth should be gone by 13.
Okay.
So we should have all permanent teeth that we're working with.
Okay.
If it's a big skeletal discrepancy, meaning more bone than it is like teeth alignment and everything, then traditional braces are going to kind of be the way to go in a lot of those cases. But it's amazing how much we can do with Invisalign and Clear Correct and that these days. And I've treated a lot of kids, mainly because these are the kids that don't brush really well to start with. You start sticking brackets and wires, and that's the scariest thing, because if you put brackets and wires on a kid that's not going to brush them well, when you take those brackets and wires off, they end up with white spots in places. They end up with decay between their teeth because they didn't do a good job. Because it's just every time you eat, you literally have to go in there. The rotary brush, the Oral-B is fantastic to get that. You want to have the kids on fluoride while they're doing that.
Yeah.
All of the things that you can do while they're in there and when they're in braces. The cool thing about clear aligners, you take them out, you brush your teeth really well right after you eat, you pop them back in. The problem is they have to be worn.
Yes.
If you don't wear them 22 hours out of the day, then guess what? You get to add an extra day.
I've added, I think, 3 years to my
Yeah, and I tell
I'm not kidding.
I tell a lot of patients, I'm like, it's fine with me. You want to be in them forever.
Yeah.
Because it's you. The patients come in and they go to cut them in and they don't fit, and I'm like, oh, I've been wearing them every day.
I'm there.
No, there's no way. So
I'm doing what you're telling me to do.
So the kids, it's like I tell, if you need to bond them in, and because mom will say, now this kid right here, and the brothers or sisters, this one right here, I don't have to worry about them.
Yeah.
They'll keep up with their aligners. They'll wear them like they're supposed to. This one here would lose, if his arm wasn't attached, he'd lose its arm.
Exactly.
So this one's going to have traditional braces. This one can do Invisalign or Clear Correct.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing to me.
Yeah.
And how well do they brush? Because if they're not brushing well, they may not be the kid either that's going to wear the aligners. Yeah. And do it the right way.
Exactly.
And you're wasting your time.
That's right. Okay, so Raul, you actually have several different options if your child is 13, and it depending on what kind of situation they're in. But they sound like if they have all their permanent teeth, they are a candidate for the clear aligners.
Yeah.
So check with your dentist on that, and if you have questions, call Dr. Tieken's office.
Sure.
And I don't remember where you live right now. I wish you were close, because you could just come on over to Dr. Tieken's office. But I think he lives in another state.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you're welcome.
Southwest has a really good deal.
Yeah, Southwest. Just those
what's really crazy?
quick round trips.
I've had patients that have been transferred to China and all over the world, and they literally they'll schedule their doctor's appointment, their dental appointments, all of that, and then when they'll come into town and they'll see me, or I've got some in Florida, I've got some, and they literally, because they have friends there still, they're like, I'm not changing, I'm coming to see you. I'm down here, whatever business brings me down here from a cave, I'll just schedule it that way.
Absolutely.
But it's really important, and this is one of the things, I think the biggest thing is be comfortable with your dentist. I mean, I'm not here to be everybody's dentist, and that's when I'm not here to promote that. I'm more here to give information, and if you're comfortable with somebody, that's so important, because dentistry is different than most professions. I mean, we kind of invade your personal space.
Yes.
Other than an OB-GYN, which I've been kind of compared to before.
Yes, and a hairdresser.
Yeah. So the women are like, okay, so you rank right up there with the OB-GYN. I'm like, okay, great.
It's true.
But you have to be comfortable with them too. I mean, I guess for men, if we need a proctologist, maybe that's who we need.
Exactly.
If you've had a prostate exam, you know what I'm talking about.
You just don't go to a dentist who is also a proctologist.
Right.
That's right. And Raul is in Orlando, Florida. I forgot about that.
That's where we need to be.
That's where I think we need to be. Okay, Raul, we're going to see you.
Mickey for a day.
That's right, exactly. Okay, so when do you need to have wisdom teeth removed? This is a very big problem for so many parents because some dentists, they'll go to dentists and they'll go, oh, they need to come out immediately, and not tell a parent why they need to come out. Because their child's not having any pain, they're having no issues. What are the reasons that you want wisdom teeth out, and when do we know when they need to come out, besides somebody being in horrible pain?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, evolution, we've evolved to the point to where there's very few kids that I see that have room for them.
Yeah, I have all my teeth.
Yeah, and I mean, it's rare.
It is rare.
And what tends to happen is the kids have fairly straight teeth, and then all of a sudden we let the wisdom teeth come in, and they'll force their way in if they can, and they'll push everything forward, and then all of a sudden you'll see the anterior lower teeth most of the time will crowd and overlap and all of that.
Yeah.
Where if we get those and we time it right, we get those teeth out at the right time, then even if they need braces, and I've seen this happen where they get all the braces, they get done, they're at 16, and the wisdom teeth never get taken out, and then it becomes a train wreck.
Yeah.
So for sure, if the kids have had ortho, you want to get those teeth out.
Okay.
Usually 17. Most of my kids, it's over the summer before their senior year or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
We need to let the wisdom teeth develop to a certain size before we remove them.
Oh,
because if you
wow.
remove them early, you can create a cyst that'll be there, and then later on you end up having to deal with that.
Oh.
So there is a time, and there's the way they look on X-rays is kind of when we make a decision on when we refer them.
Oh, that's interesting.
So.
If you were having questions about your child's wisdom teeth, what your options are, whether your child is having pain or not, go see Dr. Tieken. They're going to give you an honest evaluation, and he is going to be able to guide you on answering these questions about wisdom teeth. And some adults don't have issues with that until later in life. Is that an option for them also?
So that's my other concern, because I see a lot of patients that come in and they're in their 30s or 40s and they really need their wisdom teeth out, or I know because they're starting to develop gum or bone problems because it's hard to keep them clean back there. That's usually, then all of a sudden you start to have gum and bone problems around the teeth that you want to keep and the healthier teeth in front of that. And so what I usually tell a patient is, if you have the wisdom teeth, look at it this way. You're healthy now, you're 30 or 40. You don't want to wait till it becomes an issue and you're 70 or something like that, because you don't know, are you going to have heart problems or diabetes or other, problems going on that complicates and makes that procedure a lot more concerning, if you're on blood thinners. There's all sorts of things that osteoporosis, they start putting you on different things for that, and all of a sudden it makes the surgery. The healing is slowed down. All of diabetes slows down the healing. I mean, there's a ton of things so I encourage them to get them out before they get to that age where, you're healthy, you're going to heal faster. Everything, the older we get, the more that bone kind of will fuse to some of the roots, so it makes it more difficult to get the wisdom teeth. When you're 16 or 17, it's so soft back there, it's so easy to get those out.
Wow.
It just makes more sense.
That's amazing. Dr. Tieken, if somebody wants to call you for their free consultation or needs an appointment, what is the phone number to call?
281-334-4944.
Okay, and how do they find you on social media or email or whatever?
Tieken Smiles, tiekensmiles.com. We're on Facebook and Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah. Wow, y'all are on Twitter?
We're trying to stay. Madison does a good job. I'm not, she does.
Hey, Madison. Yeah. She is awesome. Okay, so sealants. A lot of adults, first of all, I didn't really understand sealants when my children were growing up. And what are the sealants? What age should you start getting sealants for your children's teeth? And why are they a good option?
The biggest deal is that as the permanent teeth start coming in.
Okay, so don't do it on baby teeth.
No, not.
Okay.
It's very rare that we do that.
Okay.
Usually, soon as the tooth emerges from the gum, before it gets exposed to the elements for very long, whether that be, sugar or whatever it may be, poor brushing habits, whatever, get the sealants on them, because 90% of decay starts in the biting surface of the tooth, meaning there's pits and grooves on the biting surface. So all we do is put a plastic coating that goes down into all those grooves and pits and everything, so food and everything doesn't get stuck.
Wow.
And a lot of those grooves are smaller than, even the brush tip. So you don't get down in there. So stuff just keeps packing in there. And over time, what may have cost you $50 now costs you $200 to do a filling. And then you're going to put your kid through an injection and the drill and everything. So, it's like a no-brainer. Yeah. My daughter got them. So at 6 years old, the first molars come in. At 12 years old, the second molar. Then the premolars come in, and we seal all those posterior teeth. My daughter's never had. She better not. She's a dentist's daughter, but you don't want any of your kids to have to, if you can avoid it.
Absolutely.
And so what I see now is I see a lot of 20-year-olds that got sealants when they were 6. Wow. It's like, there's nothing for me to do.
Incredible.
Which is awesome. Between fluoride and sealants, we're going to work ourselves out of business because of that preventative thing, most of the restorative stuff I'm doing on 50, 60, 70, 80-year-old, just because we wear out our teeth.
Exactly. That is incredible. So if you have questions about sealants, start them on your children. As soon as their permanent teeth start coming in, it will save you money, time, and a lot of pain for your children. Yeah, it's just, in the long run.
Like I said, it's a no-brainer. What I don't understand is so many insurance companies don't cover them. It's like,
it's
okay,
preventative.
I'd rather give you $200 or $300 to do the filling, than pay for the $50 or $70 sealant.
And that doesn't even make any sense. No. Yeah. Okay, so fluoride. This is a big one. I'm 53. 53. And so as long as I can remember growing up, well, really not as long, but when I was started about 17, 18, there were commercials about fluoride, over-the-counter fluoride. Give us the information on the fluoride treatments you can buy at the store, like, any of your fast stores, or getting fluoride through the dentist? So
what you're getting over the counter typically is it's kind of like the whitening products, whatever. They're not going to just have like prescriptions drink type stuff over the counter. It's like, you buy Advil or you buy Tylenol number 3 for pain. Or you can't get this one without a prescription. So what we dispense in the office is going to be a varnish, or it's going to be a fluoride that's literally going to stay on the teeth. For what's in your toothbrush is far less than what we're going to do chair side. It's more like prescription strength. And the varnish especially. And there's some rinses that have some fluoride in it, but not to the level that what we dispense. So
yeah, exactly. So if you have a question, it's like you see the fluorides in the store, they're bubblegum flavored. It just kind of makes me sick to my stomach thinking, I don't even know how strong these are if they're all these snow cone flavors. Honestly. Right. So I don't ever remember buying those for our children. We bought them from the dentist office, just in the bottle of the fluoride we were supposed to get. Now, Dr. Tieken, you actually treat ages 3 to 300.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So if you have a question and not sure if your child is old enough to see Dr. Tieken, their office sees them starting at 3 years old. So that's a big deal.
That's kind of when we reckon, that's kind of the ADA's kind of the beginning for a child is, bring them in at 3. And what we see a lot of is, the older siblings will come in, and we encourage the mom, hey, bring the 3-year-old or 4-year-old or whatever in to watch, older brother and sister. And and it's really nice because they just what we see a lot of times, like, I want to do it. And so we move them into the chair. And that way it's not like thrust upon them, and they watch, hey, it's safe. My brother's doing it. and then brother says, hey, it's good,
Yeah.
and then
Aw.
that's the way you kind of otherwise. And I'm not saying there's not kids that, and if we have a child that's extremely anxious and we feel like they're going to benefit, one thing that I always have believed in is that if they benefit from seeing a specialist over me, I'm not so, whatever you want to call it, money hungry or whatever, that I'm going to keep them there. And
egotistical.
yeah, I'm just not. It's going to be something where, and it's always been my philosophy, is if we can invest in something that's going to benefit the patient and it makes sense, then we'll go invest in it. That's why we stay ahead of the curve and everything.
Exactly.
If it's something for a child or an adult that I find and know that they'd be in better hands to be with a specialist, then that's where they go.
Yeah.
I'm not, like I said, I want the experience to be great for them, and I want it, to serve them well, and I want it to be something that's going to last, and we're not going to have failures and problems down the line.
Absolutely. Well, that's why you've been in this area for 29 years, and why so many people love you and trust you. That is a very big factor for people to trust their dentist. And you also have one of your offices in Austin.
Yeah.
Now that is turning 3 years old.
Yeah.
And so if you were in the Austin area, what's the name of your
Broberg and
practice?
Tieken Dental.
Broberg and Tieken Dental.
Yeah.
So look that up. If you have anybody in the Austin area, there you go. They can actually go see Dr.
Yeah,
Tieken.
we got a lot of UT kids.
Yeah.
That go up there, and then it just gets hard for them to come home. And
yeah.
I've had patients move up there. It's funny. Some live in Dripping Springs, some have moved to Bernie, and they come to that office there because it's really it's the same philosophy.
That is so nice. Okay, we have one more question. Can you do a root canal on a crown?
Yeah. So sometimes what will happen is, you put the tooth. Usually, there's a reason why a tooth needs a crown. It's cracked. It's got deep decay. It's got a huge filling. And so you put a crown over the top of it because it's going to break apart. We're going to lose the tooth if we don't restore it with a crown. Yeah. Sometimes because of the depth of the filling or how deep the crack goes or whatever, you have to do a root canal after the crown is on. As long as the crown is in good shape and the margins are good, there's no decay around the crown, then what our endodontist that we refer to does is he'll make an access hole through the top of the crown, go in, do the root canal, and then we seal it back up so the crown's able to stay. If there's fault with the crown, the way it fits, there's decay, something like that, then the crown needs to come off. We need to make sure all the decay that may have gotten started in there is out, and then put a new crown over the top of it.
Wow, that's really good information. And we have another question from Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa. What do you suggest for a 4, almost 5-year-old who has attrition? He clenches, grinds his teeth daily. Is there a night guard that he could wear? Wow. He has a pretty severe underbite, which is making them more worn down. I'm just not sure what can be done for someone his age.
So we talk about sleep apnea in kids?
Yes, that's an example.
I think this kid may have sleep apnea. Okay,
Alyssa, are you hearing that, Dr. Tieken?
So, it's something to really check out, even to check with an ENT, maybe see a pediatrician. Sometimes tonsils, adenoids will get so enlarged from illness or whatever it may be, or they're just enlarged, or an enlarged tongue. And what we see with the kids is that's why they clench and grind so much, and they wear their teeth out because they're trying. You'll hear kids snoring. I remember my sister slept across from me, and you could just hear her clenching her teeth. Yeah. Usually it's an underdeveloped jaw. There's not enough room for the tongue. The tongue is fighting to try to stay, and the kid is just literally suffocating at night. We have kids that are 12, 13 years old still wetting the bed because they have sleep apnea. There are ways to treat it. There's appliances that are out there that you kind of expand the arch to give the tongue more room. I had a 4-year-old that we diagnosed. We saw enough signs that we sent her to the ENT. The ENT took out her adenoids and tonsils. Sleep apnea is gone. Wow. Clenching and grinding. She had shiners under her eyes. You got kids at 12 and 13 wetting the bed. They won't go and stay over at a friend's house. They have ADHD. They classify all of that, and a lot of the times they have sleep apnea. Yeah. And it's just not being checked. That's why we screen for sleep apnea, whether you're 3 or whether you're 83.
Yeah. Alyssa, if you're able to bring this little boy in, well, yeah, she said this child in to see Dr. Tieken.
Or see, I refer to Dr. Strunk and Dr. Miller.
Dr. Strunk or Dr. Miller.
ENT. They're
ENT.
In Pearland. They have an office in Pearland, and they have one in Webster.
Okay.
They're fantastic.
Okay, because there is definitely some issues happening that's probably causing this that may be able to be fixed.
And a lot of pediatricians see it, even if the kid's tongue-tied, it'll create that same problem. So there's a lot of things that we really want to look at, but that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
And without seeing them or having the ENT, but that underdeveloped jaw, those are all classic symptoms. The kids are tired. They all the time. They don't sleep well because they're struggling to get air at night because just like an adult, and so then they wonder why they're hyperactive and why they have all these problems. They're distracted. It's usually because of the sleep apnea.
Amazing. Well, Father Tom Rafferty said, hello, good morning, Father Tom. So glad you joined us. Okay, so one more question. This has been really, really great information.
Yeah.
And
so
I would
it kind of opens my eyes to a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just something, we kind of look at different things that we talk about and open the line up.
Absolutely. And I would love to, I think sleep apnea, our next show next month, when Dr. Tieken is back on, I want us to kind of delve into sleep apnea more for kids and teenagers. I think this is a cause of so many different things that people are getting misdiagnosed.
I have
like
a
we were
friend
talking
of mine
about.
that's in Dallas that he's treated over 400 kids. They stopped bedwetting within 2 nights after they deliver the appliance. It is something that I am going to get trained on.
Yes.
To start, because there, like you said, there is such a huge need for that. And right now, the starting point is for any of the kids is to find out, is it an upper airway issue? Is it a lower airway issue? Kids these days, they're mouth breathers. They have allergies. I mean, we've evolved to the point to where we don't breastfeed the kids as much. Our diet as kids is all soft food. So we don't work the muscles and we don't develop the arches like when we, in the caveman time, when you chewed and even way back when we even, there was a lot more breastfeeding going on and that kind of thing. And all of that creates this underdeveloped jaw, enlarged tongue. And when you mouth breathe, your tongue never fits in the palate or in the bottom floor of the mouth. So your tongue sets up, so you never develop the width that you need. So the jaws never develop. And all that the appliance does is you wear it at night, and it allows the kid to get to their full growth. And I've seen pictures that he's provided where you see this, and then within a year or so, they develop. The kid looks like totally different kid.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, and Alyssa did say that he had a severe underbite. So that may be causing a lot of these issues. So Alyssa said, thank you so much for the information. You are welcome. And you can always call Dr. Tieken's office if you have a question and want to know who he refers you to.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is your phone number again?
281-334-4944.
Okay, now, real quick, we're at the end of the show. This is always so much fun with you. I mean, we could stay here on a 3-hour show. We will absolutely, Dr. Tieken comes every month. We're going to have more questions for him next month. If you have any ideas of what you'd like to ask him, go ahead and let me know. Comment on this show and let us know what you want Dr. Tieken to respond to. And you can always comment and ask your questions just like we did today. What superhero would you be and why?
Why not Superman,
Yeah, that's
you gotta be Superman.
Yeah.
But I do like Iron Man too.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of who's the guy that
Robert Downey Jr. He's good.
He's fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, so either Superman or Iron Man. Why?
Just because they're invincible.
Their outfits are really cool.
Yeah, their outfits, especially Iron Man.
That is pretty good.
That is a good. You could be a little guy and climb into that thing.
But he has that thing permanently in his chest.
Yeah, that's a
little kind of a bummer. Yeah,
right.
Darn it. Well, those are fun. Okay, Dr. Tieken, thank you so much for being with us today. This has been a great show.
Yeah, awesome questions.
Yeah.
And, really, I think it's something where people really benefit.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
getting some knowledge.
That's right. You can follow Dr. Tieken on any of his social media. You can call for a free consultation. Their staff and complete office is amazing. So thank you so much, Dr. Tieken.
Yeah.
We'll be back on the Kelly Williams Show next month, just like he is every month. And we hope you have a blessed day. And thanks for watching. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.